Hello and welcome to our mini lesson for today. It comes from the textbook page 20, and we're going to be talking about translating sentences into equations. So not just words, but now we're working with entire sentences. So it's going to be a little bit more complicated than yesterday's work, but it's also building on what we did yesterday, so it shouldn't be that bad. Let's go on to our first question from page 20. This is question number 10. It says, 3 times the quantity to less than x is 8. That's a little bit better. There we go. 3 times the quantity to less than x is 8. When you see the quantity, what that's going to translate into is parentheses. All right. So let's go ahead and put some things in order here. First off, 3 times. We know what that is. That's 3 times something. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of space because we don't know how much room it's going to be, and say just that. 3 times that. That's the way we'd write it. 3 and then parentheses. Something's going inside there. The quantity means parentheses, and it's going to be something together. 2 less than x. All right. Let's put 2 less than x, and I'm going to give them, see if this will show up. There we go. Okay, 2 less than x. If we're going to do 2 less than x, that will be x minus 2. Okay. That's not the best color, but hey. Okay. 3 times the quantity of x minus 2, or 2 less than x, is 8. And as we talked about before, when you see is 8, that's like saying equals 8. So there. So that's where everything comes from. 3 times would be 3, with the parentheses being here the quantity of 2 less than x minus 2, is 8, equals 8. So that's question 10 on page 21. So the answer for that would be A. 3 and x minus 2 in parentheses is equal to 8. All right, let's move on to our next question. Question 20. And I also added a little bit to question 20. Question 20 just asks for the perimeter, or gives you a quantity for the perimeter and asks you to make an equation. But I'm going to ask you to make the perimeter and the area. And this is, again, building on what we did last time. The first question says, part A says, the perimeter is equal to 26. I'll write that down. The perimeter equals 26, and so what we need to do is find what the perimeter is. Now, just as a recap, this is just a review, but the perimeter is the length of these sides here, all added together. So to this side, plus this side, plus this side, plus this side. If it's a rectangle, you can say this side times 2, plus this side times 2. That's usually the general form. So we'll write that down. Perimeter equals length times 2 plus width times 2. All right? So 2L plus 2W. So now what we can do is fill in the information that we have. Okay? Let's go ahead and fill that in. The perimeter is equal to 26, so we can just say 26 for P. 2 times, and the length is going to be x, and the width is 6. All right, that's just some quick substitution. We've just put x in for the length, and for the width we've put in 6. Okay, 2 times 6 and 2 times x. And so our final step here, 26 is equal to 2x plus 12. All right, that would be the final equation that we would need. Okay, That doesn't tell us how long these sides are here with x, but it tells us the equation. Okay, 26, the perimeter, is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. We know 2 times the width is 12. So the length of these two sides together is 6 plus 6 is 12. All right, that is the equation for number 20. Now, what I've also asked us to do is to find the area. And as we did this a little bit before, here I'm going to move all of these items kind of off to the side just for a minute so that we can do the area. Area is equal to length times the width. So in this case, our area is simply going to be x times 6 or 6 times x. We will write it, when you're writing things like this, 6 times x or x times 6, the standard way of writing it is the number first and then the letter. So even though our length is actually x, right? Our length is x and our width is 6, we're going to write it in this way, 6x. All right? And for our final question of the day, we are going to choose a variable to represent the number described by the words in the parentheses. Wow, that's a mouthful. The words in the parentheses are the cost of the whole pizza. What's a good variable for the cost of the whole pizza? I would say that when you're picking a variable, you want to pick something it's going to be easy enough to remember. So let's say P for pizza. It's just easy. Okay, so the cost of the pizza equals P. Now what we're going to do is write out an equation. 1/8 of a pizza is sold for 95 cents. If pizza equals P, 1/8 of P, we can write that as 1/8 P. Okay, 1/8 of P. And we can say that 1/8 of P is sold for, what was it, 95 cents? 95 cents. So, let's make sure I write this down properly. 0.95. There we go. So our variable is P. A whole pizza will cost P. 1/8 of P is equal to 95 cents. So the cost of the whole pizza is P. The cost of 1/8 of the pizza is 1/8 of P, or 1/8 times P, and that cost is equal to 95 cents. This is a key. When you're looking at words, there are some words that mean things. Of. If you see the word of, that means multiplication. So 1/8 of a pizza means 1/8 times pizza. Okay, of will mean multiplication. So 1/8 times P is the same as saying 1/8 of P, or 1/8 of the cost of the pizza is equal to 95 cents. All right, that's your mini lesson for today. I hope that was helpful, and good luck on your quiz.